Oh, look at this. Oh, look at that. Our first nude scene in the show. Excellent. Yeah, Sakura's nude. Now it's official Kogia series. This is there has to be one nude scene in all these shows, and here's this one. Welcome, guys, to my reactions to Roze of the Recapture, Episode 6 Lavender. With Episode 6 now in the books, we have just concluded the second film of 4 for Roze of the Recapture. From briefly looking at the episode, it looks like it's going to mirror Episode 3, where it's going to be more exposition heavy, less action oriented, and also have more relaxing moments with the characters, like I said with Episode 3. And I'm really hoping that's the case because I liked Episode 3, and let's hope that Episode 6 is just as fun. We learn lots of cool stuff, and maybe a little action. Things I'm looking forward is to learn more about Ash and Rose's past. Well, we know a little bit, but I like to know a little more, I should say. And maybe Nara will appear because I always enjoy her appearances in the series, and maybe more world building in general. Also, keep in mind, of the 3 episodes in this film, this is the one I know the least about, although I recall reading some spoilers, but I wasn't actually sure what happened in it. So I'm going to be just as surprised as you guys as I go through this. Without further ado, let's now react to episode 6 of Roze of the Recapture, Lavender. Okay, there's Democles. My last episode, it's falling because they knocked the float units off. Actually, no, because, sorry, not that. It was because Kristoff fired a flare at it. So Roze hacked it. Interesting. Okay. The last float unit. Yeah, they destroyed, it was 1, 3, and 4. 2, that team was wiped out, so they couldn't do it. That's right, Kroto. You would want to do that. That's true. Man, Oda really is like Tamaki. He survives everything. Looks like he's bummed. Looks like they're attacking it. So I figured they were going to try to do that to make it fall faster or lessen the damage, I suppose. There it goes. It's funny because I thought it fell due to it not being powerful enough to fly, but it was just due to the fact that damaged it significantly. So that was not true according to the Japanese leaks. There it goes. It kind of looks like a giant flaya. I never looked at it from the side before, but it kind of looks like a huge flaya. All right, they took it out. Nice job, guys. Up, time for the intro. So there you guys go. That's a Democles. It served almost no purpose in the story, besides being, I guess, a deterrent. I'm working on that video, by the way, to discuss the differences, not differences, but like how Democles was used in this show, and also just how it came back and stuff, because I know you guys had a lot of questions about it. And to be fair, I don't think the answers are that great. I'm hoping that after this episode we go to the 3rd film, the show's gonna start looking less and less like the original anime. It's okay if it has certain parts that mirror it, but I'm talking like blatantly copying it. And so far 1 through 6 have been, well, 1 through 5 have been like blatantly doing that. The intro still hasn't changed. I heard it was different. I know I keep saying it every single episode. You guys are getting probably tired of hearing that. Okay, that looked different. I don't recall seeing what was that? This a top wall by Norlan's face. That looked different. Maybe I'm just exhausted and tired, but I don't recall seeing this a top wall by Norlan's face in the intro. You know what? I'm sure it's always been there. I'm just an idiot. But that's a very subtle difference. You would think it'd be a little more, significant, I guess. But there you go. There it is. The Democles. Why is it acceptable, Norlan? Well, do you, Dan Green? Oh yeah, that's the guard that Roze used Gias on in the last episode. They're interrogate them to find out what happened. Okay. We saw it last night. It wasn't good. Ah, Yoko. Putting her arms under her tits just so you see them just so they look larger. I don't know, Haruka helped out too a little bit. In fairness to her. This happened in 3 episodes, dude. Wake up. Oda's not doing anything. God, he's so annoying. So Nina's just leaving. So she showed up and now she's going. Alright. I guess that's fine. Don't worry, Nina. The fanbase still hates you and always will. Because of Table-kun. Doesn't matter what you do, you'll never be redeemed in the eyes of those fans. Yeah, I don't think these two are a couple. I know some people have been speculating. I don't think they're a couple. She'll be staying as a Black Knight liaison. That makes sense. Could you send in, like, your friends? Like Kallen and Saku? That'd be a way to help. Yep, back in the sub, the plot contrivance that ruins this whole show. Or one of the many, I should say. Catherine, shut the hell up. You have to flaunt yourself like that all the time. So annoying. Wait, what about the people who were in the Democles running it? Huh? Catherine? Wow. Okay. Catherine, go home. Yes, not Schneisel. Go check her over. Or I should say, look after her. Walter's a weird dude. They've been doing this for, what, a couple years now? So I guess that makes sense. Feels selfish. You're getting R&R. What? Okay, there's Jugo. A little flashback here. That's nice. Yep, there's the eye colors that Sakya has. Also, Sherry had the same illness that killed Edward and Al's mother. Well, that's what Ash said, but I think he can handle it. Moving the grave, they should be together too. I'm not really sure what either of those two things has to do with not telling Sakai anything. Wait, hold on, what do you say? Oh, they're gonna send our peace envoy. Okay, from the UFN. Now that Damocles is gone. Okay. They copied this in the third episode too, where they were talking and then they showed, oh, Saki in her underwear, right on time. They copied the same thing in the third episode. Man, there is so much nipple through the shirts in this show. My goodness. But I noticed they copied the same the same thing. So the Damocles is gone. Now they're gonna try to negotiate peace with the Hokkaido block again. I know there's a reason why they don't do another offensive thing to take it over, but I still think that's bullshit. I have to talk about it in a video, and of course, with the latest, what was it, the manga coming out, there will be more information to expand on it. So that might put a little wrench in plans making that video, but I could at least talk about the pan flip and make some predictions. Roze, if you want to help, you're gonna become that maid again. Are you an idiot? Of course you do. You told him to come back anytime. I guess it is a coincidence he showed up here. But something tells me he goes to the shop all the time. Yeah, he's been stopping by all the time. Well, I don't know about that, Ash, but I suppose that's one thing. Man, he loves talking about his animals, doesn't he? Oh, it's Nara. How did she know he was here? This is really weird. Oh, she's giving a gift, but that gift may not be what you think it is. How did she know he was here? Was she following him? I'm not gonna lie, this is a bit of a contrivance to explain how she knew he was here, because the ramifications of that are pretty significant. They could follow the mercenaries to their trailer and take out the nightmare from the Apollo, so they better explain how she knew he was here. Something tells me they're not going to, though. They're in the car pointing guns at each other. That's funny. Yes, Sakia. She said at least 2 years ago. Probably before that. Like the accent there. So we had the 2 years with Ash and Nara, and we have 2 years since Sherry and Jugo's death. Yep, she does that. She made that Saz. So they both kind of work towards the same goals, but one's evil, one isn't. They're trying to give Walter some characterization here, but it seems kind of weak. Maybe he'll improve later on in the next episodes, or future episodes. Natalia, I wouldn't talk about Sakia like that. Assuming New Britannia even exists to have to put the Saz around the area. Okay. I still don't think Natalia's 16. She looks like in her 20s. The art here looks really nice. Are you serious? Why not? Also, this car looks like a Tesla. It has like the screens in there. But Nara, they're killing innocent civilians. You know this. Oh shit, I missed the shit about she said something about the Britannia Republic. I missed that. My bad. Oh, we got a Miss Marvel moment. I'm just kidding, it's not. Kind of reminds me when C2 took over a motorcycle with the same pigtail hairs. Ooh, he didn't kill her. Kill him. Saka's like, what? That's right, this is the Gias thing I think he's referring to. That he doesn't know it's Gias. Then it wasn't peaceful, then was it? So there was a lot of hatred towards the Britannians after, or during the co-op period. Well, then it wasn't peaceful, then they were being persecuted and, yeah, they gotta really explain that. I mentioned in a previous video, like, it's interesting they brought up that this happened, but they have to explain how it happened. I just don't see how the UFN would have allowed that to occur, or the Black Knights. She makes it seem like it was institutionalized. I doubt it was, though. Oh, I think Ash said that Norland's his adoptive father or something. She wants to protect those orphans in that home that she grew up in, which I respect, but they have to explain how we got to that point. To just say that there was just the same bigotry towards Britannians as there were to Japanese is fine, but they still gotta explain how that would have happened with the current leadership. I know some people left, but like, wouldn't Nully and Schneider still prevent this, though? It's still really weird to me how that happened. Anyways, looks like Ash jumped out of the car and Nara didn't shoot him. Hopefully we get more about their past in the future episodes. Those kittens are very cute, and they're really hungry, too. That's the cat food. Was that sarcasm, Rosa? It does look good. Do you make scrambled eggs for dinner? Guess that works. Yeah, Rosa keeps learning new things. Or new things? That's not how you say that. But anyway, she keeps learning new stuff, and I mean, how do you talk to Ash about this stuff? You can't, unfortunately. Yes, we know, Ash. So does Rosa now have regrets for using Gias on him? Ah, more torture scenes. This is what I watch Code Geass for. Destroyed data on Gias? From the Gias order? How'd you acquire destroyed data? Doesn't the term destroyed imply it's gone? Oh, it's like that, what was that movie, Phantom something? Or The Phantom? With the eye scene? Oh, that was gross. they're reenacting it. So Kristoff has data that was destroyed from the Gios Order? How the hell did you acquire that? Bro, this is so stupid. I hate when they do that stuff. It was destroyed. You can't have the data. Who the hell is this guy? Indeed. Arnold? So they did copy Jeremiah. I told you guys, you didn't believe me. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at that. Our first nude scene in the show. Excellent. Yeah, Sakura's nude. Now it's a Fujiko Gios series. This is there has to be one nude scene in all these shows, and here's this one. Wow. All right. There you go. That's your nude scene. Kogias now complete. Oh boy, what's going on here? Oh damn. I give that voice actor credit. He said that name with no issues. Her last name is super confusing to say. So that's very impressive. And of course, let's just be honest here for a moment. They only did that scene because in the original anime, Suzaku tackled Kallen when she was naked, and he learned about her true identity. That's why they have Walter confronting Sakura in the the bathtub, or bathhouse, sorry, after she's done, well, bathing, because they wanted to reenact that sequence. Otherwise, you would never do that to someone who just took a bath. That's so stupid. Like, if he just looks down, he can see everything. It's, man. And by the way, let's just be clear. In stage 19, when Kallen was naked on the island, that was still stupid as well, alright? So it's not something where they took something that actually was good and they reenacted it. It was dumb then, it's dumb now. It was done for fan service purposes, and here it's the same thing. That's one aspect of the recapturing I wish they would probably stop doing. But thankfully, most of the stuff in this episode was actually really solid. Very exposition heavy. A lot of questions have been raised, and obviously we hope to get answers down the road. But at least the plot is moving in a positive direction, and more importantly, we're focusing on, again, these characters and this story, and not trying to just take what worked before and just reenact it. Oh, we're getting a preview. That's nice, finally. The other ones, we didn't get that. Here we're getting it. So there's Ash and Nara. Nara looks a lot older than him. She must be in like her early to mid 20s, because Ash is, what, 17, 18? This is the orphanage, by the way. It must be some kind of Catholic one, given the nun. Now he's walking out with a knife. Who the hell did he kill? Oh, this is why everyone thought the ending looked like a horror movie. The Japanese, they were reacting to the preview or something. And there he goes. And then there's Norlon smiling like a freak. Did he order Ash to kill everybody? I don't know. I think that's the end of the episode. For real, though. Okay, so here's my thoughts on this episode. It is just like the third one. I was right about that. It's basically the same purpose. You have the characters just doing relaxing activities, if you want to call it that. You have Roze working at the maid cafe again. Ash runs into her as she is Sakura this time, or Raspberry. So many aliases. Anyways, he runs into her. They talk about more stuff, and then he runs into Nara, and then we get more exposition about Ash's past. I know, it might have been 4. God, all the episodes they blur together. But anyways, one of the episodes, Rosa thinks about how Ash killed her father, and this time she learns, I know it was not actually Ash that did it. We don't know who did it, but Ash wasn't actually responsible according to Nara. Ash is Norlon's son, and Nara is doing all this because of the Britannian, or bigotry towards Britannians, which again has to really be explained, because that shouldn't have happened in every sense of the word. And there's no way Schneizel and Nunnally wouldn't have been involved in stopping that, and I really don't think Schneizel would have left the UFN if there was bigotry occurring to the Britannians. I find that really weird, because he's supposed to serve Zero, and Zero's missions and goals would be to prevent that from happening. That's why I know it happened. I just like to know how that happened. Was there a specific person? Was it in a specific location where the bigotry was occurring? It's just not clear. We know in Akito and of course the original anime, bigotry towards Japanese people was throughout the entire world, not just in Britannia occupied Japan, but also in the EU. So my question is, was this bigotry towards the Britannians happening around the world? I'd like to know. So that's what I like to mention. But at least we're getting more exposition about what's going on in this world, because those are the biggest questions I have. I like the characters and the small conflicts going on between them. I say small, it's not really, but in the grand scheme it feels small. But I'm more interested in the world building, because that's the problem the show had to, or not the problem, that's the hurdle the show had to overcome. And so far, I think it's doing a decent job at it. Like I said, that scene with Walter and Sakura, it's just because of stage 19. It seems very blatantly copying it. I know that was an island, this is a bathhouse, but I'm saying the circumstances behind that and also what the point of the scene was. I feel like in the stage 19, actually, I think this scene's a better version of it, in fairness. I don't want either one, but if I had to pick which one I think is better, I think this one makes more sense because it's a bathhouse, so of course she'd be taking a bath anytime she wants to, as opposed to stage 19 where Kallen just decides to take her clothes off and just go in the waterfall, which was really dumb. Also dumb for Natalia to talk to Sakura and hint the fact that she's not the real one. Also, Walter knew her identity, so something tells me after that meeting he must have done some research into Sakuya's past and learned that there was another person with her. Although why no one else considered doing that is it's a little weird to me. This episode also had the fall of the Damocles, or the final fall, and we see how it was taken down. Again, the Damocles appears to be a pointless aspect to the series, just to delay the Black Knights from doing anything, even though they tried to do stuff when it existed, so there's a bunch of contradictions within that part of the story. But at least it's gone, and hopefully we'll stop, like I said, relying on nostalgia stuff and just create new things. And they are terrible things, at least it's something new. The bar might be that low, but I'm just saying, maybe focus on this interesting cast of characters and this current setting and just develop on that. And we're getting close. Unfortunately, I will say, just like episode 3, this one felt very rushed. They're trying to throw so much at you. This exposition, that exposition, flashback here, flashback there. It's a lot of stuff. There's so much panning out between scene to scene. I feel like there's not just an A and B plot, but like an A, B, and C, D plot. It's just, there's so much stuff going on in these episodes. And that's the consequence of having a 12 episode season where you can't just have maybe 2 or 3 things going on. You have 4 or 5 things, because even this episode, right? You have Nara and Ash, you have Sakura, Walter, and Catherine. You have, did I say Walter? Yeah, Walter and Catherine, sorry. Then you have Kristoff and Norlon, and they're doing the Gia stuff. Arnold is back, and he's basically this series Jeremiah. I mean, he's a cyborg. We saw him blow up, so I don't know how he came back to life. And that's something else, too, that they're going to have to explain, because with Jeremiah, he just ejected from his nightmare frame, and they recovered his body, and they started doing experiments to him. But Arnold blew up. I didn't see anything ejecting from the nightmare frame. Now, maybe they'll show a different angle where he did eject. I'm just saying he's supposed to be dead, so I hope they explain how he came back to life. But more importantly, if Kristoff turned him into a cyborg, and he got the data from the Gias order to put, I assume, a canceller in him. I assume that's what he was implying. That also opens the door for a lot of other questions, like, was Kristoff part of the Gias order? I don't recall seeing him in an episode, of course. He wasn't one of the druids, was he, for Charles? It's a really cool idea. I will definitely admit, it's a cool idea that some of the Gias Order survived and has data from there, and they're using it to help Norlon, which a lot of people figure was the case because Norlon taking control and running the nation, there has to be something else going on besides just having a Damocles, and now we know Gias is involved, which might also explain why Lelouch is involved, because he has to stop the Gias. He said he would take it from those who are not worthy, so maybe this has something to do with that. I have no idea. That's my big theory on why he gave Sakura a Gias to begin with, was to stop swing like this, I suppose. Still, it's a very interesting subplot that'll probably become the main plot, but I just want some more clarification, because when you hear the term, we recovered destroyed data, and keep in mind, the data was blown up by C2 when she destroyed the train that had all the druids on there. So you gotta explain me by destroyed. Although, even in R2, it was also kind of dumb, because after C2 blew up the train car of all the information about Gias, somehow druids were still alive with Charles, which I guess makes sense, but they still had data about Gias, so it was really weird. What was the point of destroying that information if Charles still had it anyways? It was, I don't want to go into R2 rant, but the point is, this thing opened up the door for other stuff. So it looked like that the preview showed Ash's past, and so I'm going to guess that episodes 7 through 9 are going to explore exactly what happened between Ash, Jugo, Norlon, and the orphanage, and of course Nara. So I'm very excited to see where that goes, and that's something that I want to say about this episode. As a whole, I think it was pretty good. Again, it opened a lot of questions, did answer a lot of stuff, although it is revealing things as they go. but it mostly focused on just continuing to explain things while opening plot threads that they'll further expand on in future episodes. And that's all I kind of want. And unlike previous episodes where I'm annoyed with just really stupid things, this one, not as much. I'm actually more intrigued to find out what happens in episode 7 through 9 and then eventually 10 through 12, which is a good thing. And that's what you have to do in an episode like this where you're ending the film and you want people to watch the next one. You want to create some intrigue. You want to add new characters. Well, not characters. I guess new characters, plot points, and so forth. Walter made his first appearance here. I don't know what to think about him. At least he seems like a smart, capable man, and he's not annoying like Catherine. Overall, a really good episode, at least compared to the others, and I'm glad again they're focusing more on these characters, the setting, and rather on nostalgia and fan service. Although, now that I say that, there were 2 moments, but that's not so bad. And I also still believe that that whole part about Britannian persecution should have been brought up in the initial prologue, and I'm still mad we don't get any more prologues in this series to start the episodes, which is very, I would say, it's commonplace, or it's a staple in every Code Geass series. Putting that aside though, really good. I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. It's not the best, but it was definitely better than I was expecting. I really enjoyed the stuff in this one, and I'm intrigued for future episodes. So there you guys have it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want more content like that, I think you'll enjoy this video right here.